what does manifesting mean to you?
If I feel that's what's going to happen for me, then the world outside kind of reflects that back. So it's almost like I'm the image and the world's like the reflection of it.
Were you ever afraid to dream big, or dreaming big was always kind of just like a regular thing for you?
Instantly, I remember this moment of someone in my life telling me, all right, well, you're gonna need a plan B. And I remember hearing that and just immediately being like, no.
Do you think that it kind of takes a little kind of like kookiness in the brain to still go for it?
Delulu is the Salulu, baby.
Yo, wait. Delulu is the Salulu.
Is the Salulu. Delulu is the Salulu. You have to be a little delusional.
Yeah.
Like you have to believe in what you can't see yet. Because most people are afraid to be delusional because people are so factual. If I can't see it happening already, then it's not gonna happen.
So what are some practical daily habits that you have acquired over time that keep you kind of on the right track?
I've been doing this the last year consistently, and I'm completely different.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Hitting Your Mark, a show where I get to sit down with creative people who I believe are definitely hitting their mark. Now, today's episode is gonna kind of feel like a little reunion a little bit because my next guest, we actually went to high school together, and now she is an actress, a model, and just an overall big dreamer. I am so happy to have my next guest, which is none other than Miss Demi Carlitos. That's your one period. That's your one period that you get to have.
You won't hear it for the rest of the show.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much, Demi, for being on the platform with me. And I have to shout this out here. Demi brought me some flowers, y'all. Like, what? This is my first time getting flowers from somebody, and definitely from somebody on the show and just in life, you know. So I'm definitely appreciative of this, you know.
Yeah. Glad. I'm so honored I was your first flower giver.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Well, Demi, the topic that I want to focus on is manifesting the life of your dreams.
Yes.
And after talking with you, it seems like you're the perfect person to have this conversation with, right? You're the perfect one. And it's perfect because for me, I'm not really big on the manifesting life, or at least that I don't know too much about it. I'm not really like educated in it. So hopefully within this conversation, you'll be able to help me out with that on this journey. So first, let's kind of start with the basics, right? Like, what does manifesting mean to you?
To me, I mean, it's gonna sound a little woo-woo, but it makes sense to me once I explain it. Like, more so, like, I feel like everyone in the world, like, it's very normal for people to think, oh, it's external things that validate, like, if I'm doing it right. Where I look at it as more as, if I feel that's what's going to happen for me, then the world outside kind of reflects that back. So it's almost like life begins from within. So if I expect only good, then unconsciously, my subconscious is going to look for all the good things that are out there. If I always focus on the bad things, then I'm always going to look for things to validate that experience for me. So it's more of like, I'm the image and the world's like the reflection of it. Does that make sense?
You said you're the image.
Yeah.
So a little shimmy. You said you're the image and the world is the reflection of it.
Yes.
Okay. So you're saying your thoughts are what you're going to bring to you.
Yes.
So does that work pretty much like with anything, with like relationships, with the career that you want? Okay.
Totally. So it's like, for relationship, you mentioned relationship. If I always expect men are going to dismiss me, or like, I always have to chase after men, then I'm going to look for reasons to validate that. If a man comes to me and wants to take me on a date, I'll find a reason to kind of get rid of that. Like, oh, you know, he kind of did that at that thing, and I don't really like that. So next, like, you're going to look for the reason to validate that. Or like, I'm always going to succeed. Opportunities always come to me. So when the second someone mentions something like, wait, that could actually be really helpful to my dream. Like, hey, like, let's talk about this, you know? So things like that, just looking for, the more you focus on something, the more you're going to look for it and attract it into your life. So that's how I see the whole like image and reflection type thing.
Got you. I love that. So yeah, again, we went to high school together.
We did.
And
go Mustangs.
Go Mustangs. Go Maricosta. Shout out Costa. You are the same kind of like goofy person that you are. That our same dynamic is the same. But you're definitely a different person as far as like the way you talk about like manifesting and positive mindsets and all that. Who was it over time, or what was it that kind of influenced your thinking about like positive mindsets and manifestations?
Shout out my parents. I'm very lucky that I have parents that have always instilled support and positivity. I would say mostly my mom. You've met my mom.
Oh, yeah.
We love my mom.
I love mom. What's up, mom?
And she's the most positive person I've ever met in my life. And from a young age, she's always been like, everything happens for a reason. If this didn't work out, it's the next thing. Love yourself. Like very self-love type of environment in my household, and mostly her. So I think, I already have always been very positive growing up.
Right.
And then just having her instill that in me and be the example for that was very easy to just remain positive most of my life.
That's super dope. I love that. But now with you being in this creative field and you having this big dream, right, of being an actress and being a model, you said your mom and stuff from early on is very positive with you.
Yeah.
Do you still feel that same push as far as like them supporting you in your career and your journey?
Oh, for sure. Like they're my roomies. Hey, mom and dad. and that's the reason. Like I love my parents so much. I'm very lucky that I'm very close to my parents. We're best friends. I go to them for absolutely everything. And I know there's people out there who don't have that luck, and that's why I'm so fortunate. I will live with them until I don't have to. I'm obsessed with them. But just like me chasing my dreams and like going after and like really seeing it manifest in front of me and having them there with me and like talking to them about it and them seeing me go through auditions and like, like not every audition is going to be great. Like sometimes I'm going to stress and I'm going to cry and I'm like, I just can't get it, or like I have to redo a tape, and that's okay. And just like, they look at it as, it's okay if you have to redo a tape. It's okay if you're getting frustrated. You care. My dad always says that to me. Like, you're nervous because you care.
Right.
And I don't know, I'm just very lucky to have them have those thoughts with me, and I live with them. So it's like, it's constant like positivity all the time. Right. But it's very easy to live that when you're around it all the time.
Yeah, no, that's beautiful. And it's definitely a blessing, because I've talked to people whose parents aren't the same way, right? Like they want to do the thing that we do, but their parents are like, you probably should go get a regular job. You should do this. That's probably not going to work out. So it's definitely a blessing to have parents that are pushing you towards your dreams, because that's the foundation, right? Again, like you live with them. Those are your parents. So that love is definitely valuable. So since they have been positive with you and stuff from an early age, were you ever afraid to dream big, or dreaming big was always kind of just like a regular thing for you?
It's always been a big thing for me. And it's funny because like you say that, and instantly I remember this moment of someone in my life telling me, all right, well, you're going to need a plan B. And I remember hearing that and just immediately being like, no, like, no thanks, like I'm good. Like it's always been something I knew I wanted to do. And even we talked a little about it before, but I went off to college for 2 years because that was something I always wanted to experience. But I knew like I'm going right back to plan A. Like this was just something I want to experience. The second I graduated, grinding, like, and COVID had hit, but I was still online looking for online acting classes, like doing dialect coachings, talking to my agents. It was just like I knew that the second I got home, it was game time. And that's when I started getting into reading about subconscious mind and like reprogramming yourself and like self-love, and that's really where I feel like really began for me. But it was never an issue for me. I always knew this is what I was gonna go after. So no plan B. And that person, and it's funny, at that point I remember just being like, nope, that's not gonna be an option.
Right. Yeah. And I felt like the same way when luckily like not too many people in my life are that way of like trying to like steer me a different direction. But I think I have the willpower, and I know like there's just like that conviction within me, and I know that it's a gifting from God that this is just what I'm called to do, and like I'm always going to be kind of focused on that. Do you think it does kind of take like a little like, I don't want to say cockiness, but it has to take some type of little like craziness, right? To have this big dream of something that a lot of people don't get to do, right? So many people that we know are actors and have went on this journey and auditioning and not making it. Do you think that it kind of takes a little kind of like kookiness in the brain to still go for it?
Delulu is the Salulu, baby.
Yo, wait. Delulu is the
Delulu is
Salulu.
the Salulu.
You heard it here first from Demi Garlido. So like that's gonna be on a billboard someday.
Delulu is the Salulu. You have to be a little delusional.
Yeah.
Like it's you have to believe in what you can't see yet. You know, it's like there's Jack Harlow. Like I remember watching an interview with him where he was talking about how in high school he was like this nerdy kid and he would pass out these CDs to people and he just remembers being like criticized of like, who's this nerdy kid like thinking he can rap?
Come on.
It's like imagine telling that version of him then, like, hey, you keep this going consistently for the next 4 or 5, 6 years, it's gonna happen for you.
Yeah.
Like he could have never imagined like the success he would have today. And it's like one of those things like you're chasing your dreams and people can look at you like she's not doing it yet though. But it's like because you don't know it's gonna happen. Like
Come
you
on
have
now.
to believe on what you can't see yet. And just like it's like this feeling of identity. You're like, I know that's gonna happen.
Yeah.
And it's it. And that's where the Lulu is the Salulu
Yeah.
comes in. You gotta be a little delusional because most people are afraid to be delusional because people are so factual. If I can't see it happening already, then it's not gonna happen.
Come on now. I love it. Delulu is the Salulu. that's about to be the tagline of this joint. Oh, but no, I love what you said. You said that you have to believe it before you can see it.
Yes.
And yeah, that's a very scary thing, right? But I think that's literally what faith is. Right, like
Yes.
faith is defined as it's the substance of things hoped for and the evidence of things not seen. Right, like well, that's scripture. I can't take take credit for that. That's scripture. I can't take credit for that. But that's literally what faith is, right?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
in order to go for that dream, you definitely have to have faith because it's something that you haven't seen, right?
Yeah.
But I think that if you look at anybody who has accomplished anything big, who has created something, it was just something that was in their head. Like the person who made cameras, like it was just an idea in their head.
Yes.
But when they said that to somebody, they were like, that's crazy. Like how would there be pictures? Like what are you talking about? But now cameras are all over the place. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So yeah, you got to just be a little delulu
It's a Salulu.
for the Salulu. I love it. But in these days though of going for it and getting the rejection stuff, do you have days of being discouraged though as well?
You know, I feel like I'm very lucky that I've taken the time and really practiced self-love and programming my mind to be positive and be disciplined because there was a time in my life where I felt so discouraged. Like I was in high school when I'd get auditions and just feeling like, oh, it's like always trying to perfect it, like taking it like 20, 30 times. And I'm just like, it's just not working. It's just not working.
Yeah.
But now I look at it as it's okay because if it's meant for me, it's gonna happen somehow. Like, but I don't think it's discouragement anymore. I look at mess ups or mistakes that I do, or like say there's a day I didn't do the best audition I know I could have. I look at it as it's okay because there has to be a reason. Maybe I needed to mess up during this tape because I needed to learn this thing, or this audition didn't work out because it was meant for that girl and not me. So it's I look at it more as if it's meant for me, it's gonna work out no matter what.
Come on now.
Like no matter what. And it's funny. There's do you mind if I tell this little story?
Tell your story.
I was working on a basketball film a few years ago. I don't know if you remember. It's called And One. Shout out.
Okay.
And this was probably the worst tape I've ever done. I will admit it. I was so stressed that day. My dogs were barking. My whole family was home. Everyone was making noise, and I was just crying. I was just like, I'm over it. I'm just gonna send this tape. The deadline was in an hour, and I was just like, whatever. 2 weeks later passed by, and I was like, let me check out that tape. How did I do? I ended up sending the same scene 3 times. I emailed my agent, please fix this. Like the casting just got sent the same the same video 3 weeks ago. We have to fix this. And then she fixes it, and then I never hear back for 3 months. I get a call right before my improv class. Hey, remember that film that we fixed, the audition you messed up? Well, turns out they're offering you a role to play the best friend, one of the friends.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
Come on now.
in that moment, I could have never guessed this being probably the worst tape I've ever done.
Right.
Was gonna end up it was meant for me. Like I didn't
Yeah.
have to worry. Like it was chill, you know? The Lulu. But like but that's what I'm saying. Like it's even when you mess up, if it's meant for you, it's somehow, there was a calling for me to check that day to look at the tapes.
Exactly.
Like had I not had that feeling and acted on that instinct, who knows if I would have gotten it? Who knows if they would have fixed it?
Right.
It's like one of those things where I don't look at it as like bad things anymore. It's just,
Oh yeah, no.
You know?
Yeah, and then when bad things happen or mistakes happen, they're just lessons, right? Like you would say, like there's no such thing as losses. They're just lessons.
Yeah.
Anytime, you might mess up in a self-tape. You might not get the lines right or whatever like that. It's always something to look back on to get better, to get to your next thing. But you said that you always knew that this is what you wanted to do and like this was your dream. But like me, somebody who knew you in high school, like I didn't know that was that was your thing. So I mean, at that time, I wouldn't say were you afraid to kind of like fully be your full self at that time, or what was that about?
That's I'm glad you brought that up because that's what I was mentioning before, just how I'm so glad that I finally took the steps to being like reprogramming my mind to really just not be afraid of being seen.
Yeah.
In high school, I was on a permit. Like I didn't go to that high school. I wasn't supposed to go to that high school, you know, and it was already like I already felt kind of left, like kind of separated from that school because there at our school, it was just such a thing to college. And I almost felt like no one was, I mean, you know, everyone has a dream, like, shout out, go to college, like, it's great, like, it's great, I'm not trying to, like, shut it down. But for me, being creative in that aspect was always what I wanted to do. And then now I'm going to a school where no one really has that dream. Not saying that the high school I should have went to would have, but I was already being thrown into an environment where I wasn't familiar with the people, everyone's focused on college, and now I'm like, ooh, like, and I want to be an actress and I want to model, like, you start feeling a little, and this is during a time I'm in high school where I'm we're still figuring ourselves out and stuff like that. So I would say in high school, I was so afraid to be seen.
Wow.
And that's why no one really knew. And even when I went to college, putting myself in like that college life, not that many people knew I wanted to be an actress other than my best friends. Like I would go home on the weekend, film a self-tape, come back, but no one knew where I was going. Like I was out. No one knew. And that's what I was saying. It was like an agreement I made with myself that the second I was home from college, it was game time because I'm an adult now.
Yeah.
And then that's when I stopped caring about being seen. I was posting about it. I had that little pink mic series. I didn't care about being seen anymore.
That was dope. I love that.
And I just started reading and listening to podcasts and everything. And then that fear of being seen kind of went away because it was like an agreement I had made with myself that the second I was home, it was going to happen.
Wow. An agreement that you made with yourself.
Yeah.
When it was home, it was game time.
No one knows that.
Yeah.
You will all be the first.
You see what happens? You got to have a podcast with your friends to really learn about them.
Yes. Yeah.
But no, that's beautiful. And I really, truly feel like the same way because, I mean, early on, I didn't know necessarily like acting was it, but like I knew that it was, I'm a creative and I knew that like I love to be in front of people and I knew I wanted to do something in that way. But yeah, in high school, like it wasn't necessarily the cool thing to do, right? Like it's either you're on the basketball, like I hung out with basketball players, right? Q and Johnny. Like if you're not on the basketball team or like the football team, it's like, are you trying to be in drama or something? Like, nah. So like I really went through high school just like hiding, I guess, like that side of me. But for me, it was when I got to SMC, is where I felt like it was a clean slate for me, right? Like nobody knows me here. I can just go ahead and try it.
Yeah.
But it was when I tried it and I did it, that's when that light clicked on for me. I'm like, man, this is what I've been missing out on like this whole time. So do you feel like you missed out on something like that time of like high school, like you could have been doing it, or do you feel like it was really the perfect timing?
I actually have been reflecting on that a lot lately. Like, oh, had I tried it out a little harder, like didn't care what people thought, like would my life be different?
Yeah.
And I've had those thoughts recently, but I've come to the conclusion that it just wasn't meant for me that time. For whatever reason, I was supposed to deal with that insecurities, that fear of being seen, of detouring a little and like going a different path. Like I did cheerleading, like so random, like unrelated to like my life.
That's what I was trying to remember. I couldn't remember what it was that you did in high school. And that was cheer. Yeah, cheer. Yeah, you were cheerleading.
I was really trying to become them. Like I wanted to, I didn't want to be seen. Like, so it was better to kind of blend in. Like I mean, ASB, I was in ASB for a second.
Yeah, I remember that.
I even tried lacrosse. Like, no one knows that. I was in lacrosse for a day, and then I quit because I got hit really hard on the leg.
Wait,
I'm outie.
Lacrosse is so random, by the way.
But look that's the perfect example. Like, I'm surrounded by that environment of everyone's going to softball practice and lacrosse and cheer. And I'm like, okay, now I'm really I'm digesting all of this like information. Like, okay, this is the normal. So now I'm going to become you guys to like feel less uncomfortable because what I always wanted was acting.
That's crazy.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's crazy how like, yeah, you can live so long like that and just like, and not just being fully you, right? And
So bad.
and all predicated on just like what other people are gonna think about it, right?
Wild.
Not what's gonna make you happy, what's gonna light you up, what's gonna
Yeah.
make you be fulfilled.
Yeah.
But what will my parents think? Oh, what's my friends gonna think? What's their parents gonna think about me? You know, like what's my aunties gonna think? But yeah, I think that we should live a life that where we can be fully ourselves. And if people can't accept that, then
They're not for you.
Yeah, they're just not your friends for
Sure.
you know. And that's what I realized too. I'm like, I was so caught up in trying to like, be cool for like my friends or whatever like that. But if they couldn't accept me for who I was, then they're probably not my friends at all.
So yeah, I don't look back at that time and be like, I should have. There was a time probably I'm like, okay, I could have done it.
Yeah,
But
me
it just
me
wasn't
too. I think
time
the same.
for us, you know?
Yeah, right. And I this is the perfect time right now.
Yeah.
Like the opportunities that we have, or just like who we are, like the mature people that we are, to be able to handle what it is that we're getting. I think it's definitely a perfect time.
Yeah.
But back to the manifestation era though of you.
Era.
You talk about it a lot. You since you've been here, you probably said manifest like 10 times since we've been talking before the camera's rolling.
I'm a queen of manifesting.
But in your creative world, in your creative journey, what have you seen that you have manifested and it's come to life?
So last year I shot with Adidas. Shout out Adidas.
Hey.
And that was something, it was never like I was specific, like, oh, I want to be with Adidas. But I always, a year and a half ago, I kept telling myself, I'm going to work with the sports brand. I don't know which one it's going to be, but it's going to happen. And I just kept it in my heart. I was like, okay, it's going to happen. I don't know how. I'm just going to keep working out, doing what I can control, and just let it happen. At the time, I was getting called in for Hoka, the shoes.
Okay.
I was getting really close, like getting pinned for projects. I'm like, it's Hoka. It's about to be Hoka. It wasn't Hoka. Hoka said, no, you ain't it. And I was like, okay, you know what? It wasn't meant for me. And that rejection being like, it's Hoka don't want you. For now, we never know. And I just kind of let it go. I was like, okay, well, when the time comes, the right sports brand will come, and I'm just going to do what I need to do until then. Then I get called in for a Adidas audition in person. I was like, okay, this is my first in-person audition in so long. Let's see how this goes. I show up. I'm like, okay, like it's quick. We're pretending we're in a soccer game, talking to walls. Like, hi, like, how's it going? Like, I'm being dramatic. Like, we're really doing it.
Right.
And then I was like, I kind of forgot about it. And because at this point, I'd come to the conclusion, if it's meant to be, it's going to be for me. And I let go of it. I didn't think of it. I wasn't like, oh, like agents, like, hi, like, did I get it? Like, what do they say? I didn't care anymore. I was like, whatever.
Yeah.
And then later, the week after, I get an email right before a Pilates class with my best friend. You're pinned. Pinned means you're up for the job. I'm like, okay, whatever. I didn't even care. I was like, at this point, Hoka rejected me so much. I don't care. Like, it's good if Adidas doesn't want me because I'm being put out there and I'm putting my reps in. The second I get out of my Pilates class, you're booked. We're screaming. Like, it was crazy. But it was just wild because in that moment, I'm like, I did it. This was what I was thinking about this whole year. This is why I've been in the gym putting in work because I knew that an opportunity like that was going to come.
Come on now.
And then I shot for the 2024 campaign of Adidas, the soccer jerseys. And then they brought me back last year again to shoot with them for the same campaign, which is wild. Like I could have never thought when I was going to those Hoka auditions that Adidas would book me twice. And the second time I didn't even have to audition. They just brought me in.
Come on now.
So things like that.
Yeah. No, that's beautiful. But I love that you not only manifested it, but you put the work in as well, right?
Yeah.
Like you said that you were going to the gym and you were like working on things so where you were ready for when that opportunity comes.
Yeah.
Right. And I feel like one of my problems, right? Not my problems with it, but one of my debates with the whole manifesting thing is like, people who manifest, I feel like they just want to manifest it, right? Like they just want to think about it and just like, oh yeah, my dream job is coming, my dream man is coming, whatever.
Yeah.
But I think there's also work that comes along with it, right?
Yeah.
Another scripture is that faith without works is dead, right? So like both of them are important. Like you need faith, but you also need the work. You need them both to come together to have your dreams come to life. And another thing that was beautiful that you said in that was also that you kind of like let it go, right?
Yes.
Like once you did the thing, you kind of just left it alone. You weren't like checking your emails and going back and forth with it. But I felt like my experiences showed me that that's really the times when you do get it. I remember there was this one thing that I really wanted when I was auditioning for Kingsman Shakespeare, and yeah, it was something that I really wanted, these roles that I wanted, and yeah, I didn't hear back for a while, but after a while, I just had to chalk it up, like, yo, like, you know, if they're gonna cast me, they're gonna cast me. If not, I'm just gonna keep auditioning and going to the next one. And they reached out, and I got those two leading roles in that. So I think whatever those things are that you want, especially if you really want them, I know it's hard to not keep your mind on it all the time and refresh your emails and all that, but you kind of just gotta let it go.
Yeah.
You gotta let it go in a sense. You talked about also that you're big on habits, right? Like daily habits that kind of keep you on track. So what are some practical daily habits that you have acquired over time that keep you kind of on the right track?
Something that's actually really helped so much is not going on my phone first 30 minutes to an hour. Actually 30 minutes to set. Like, because right when you wake up, the first thing, if you get that instant dopamine hit from your phone of just checking emails and checking Instagrams and likes, now you're going to be looking for that dopamine hit for the rest of the day. Like when you're in line at Starbucks, your instant reaction, let me go on my phone because I feel uncomfortable just sitting here in the space with my thoughts. So it's so important that the first 30 minutes you're doing something that self-care focused, like go journal, get up, wash your face, like brush your teeth, make your bed, like be proactive the first 30 minutes. And that just sets the tone for the rest of the day. So I've been doing that for the last year, and my life I'm not anxious throughout the day. I can be okay sitting here without my phone.
Right.
I could be at a red light and not be like, oh. And the times I do accidentally slip up a little, my bad. And I hit that phone of like, oh, let me check my messages. The rest of the day, I'm kind of messed up a little. I can feel it in the way I'm acting, or just always wanting to look at my phone and seeing what other people are doing. Like I can't sit with the present moment. And I feel like those first 30 minutes, whether I'm journaling or going to wash my face, doing my routine, brushing my teeth, drinking some water, like petting my dog, like loving this little animal that loves me, you know? Like, like you have to do something that brings you to the moment, because if you're on your phone, that dopamine hit, you're gonna look for it for the rest of the day, and that really messes you up a little.
Yeah. Wait, so that's something I've actually never heard before. So you're saying when you first wake up and you look at your phone, you're saying you get a dopamine hit?
Yes. I don't know the correct term for like you're in theta phase or like beta phase. Don't quote me. Don't quote me. But there's one of those.
We'll put it on the screen, whatever it is.
You'll find out in the caption. Please do not come for me. But there's like a certain like frequency range that when you wake up, your mind, whatever you absorb in those first 30 minutes, really your subconscious mind like kind of absorbs it, and it sets the tone for the rest of the day. Which is why so many people are addicted to their phones these days, because now you wake up and you just want to check. Now the rest of the day you're just like.
Wow. So you're saying, and then the rest of the day you're looking for that.
Yeah.
Whatever that was that you got in that morning.
Yeah, because your mind is being stimulated the second you wake up.
Wow.
And if your mind just starts racing, like, emails, this, I have to do this, oh my God. So now the rest of the day, you're constantly like, what do I have to do?
Yeah.
Whereas when I wake up, I either journal or I read, or I set an intention for the day. Today is going to be a good day. And it sounds cheesy, but I'm telling you, like, I've been doing this the last year consistently, and I'm completely different. And it was something I was like, yeah, whatever, 30 minutes. And now I'm doing it, like, I'm like pushing myself. I'm not going to go on my phone the first hour, the first 2 hours. Like, I'm good.
Yeah.
But my life has completely changed last year because I really saw the benefits of it. So now I don't even want to do it anymore.
Right. No, that's beautiful. And that's definitely something that I struggle with, right? Like, because especially if like, because my alarm is my phone, it's my phone, right? So I'm gonna go on and hit stop, but then I'm gonna see a message there like, oh well, I gotta reply to it, so let me reply to that. Oh well, now let me go to Instagram and go to Instagram. You know what I'm saying? So it's like then you're in this thing like, wait, hold on, I didn't even get to take a breath when I woke up. I didn't get to like just pray and just be thankful to wake up another day, but I'm just like straight to my phone. So that's definitely something that I need to work on. And remember what Demi said about it, don't get that dopamine hit too early when you first wake up.
I would suggest, I have my notifications off for Instagram, TikTok. All I have is for my mails or my emails, and I VIP'd, like I starred who I need to hear from, like my agents or my job or something. So I only get a notification from my emails if they're important. Other than that, I don't receive it. I have to like go by myself and check it.
Right.
Instagram, I don't see when I get a notification who's following me, who's liking me. Like, I don't have notifications. There are no notifications on my phone.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow, I love that. So for somebody who is trying to be off their phone more, they should probably look into turning the notifications off their phone.
And because then you kind of have to force yourself to manually go out of your way, click it, and like that whole thing, you feel like
then you're thirsty. Like you're just too thirsty.
You're begging for it. Sit down.
Right. Another thing that you said I want to touch on though, you said that you set the intentions for your day.
I do.
Is that like affirmations or like what does setting your intentions for the day mean?
Listen, I know it's gonna sound cheesy, but I'm telling you it works. I will say 5 things I'm grateful for.
Okay.
The second I'm up, like I'm waking up, I'm like, let me act it out for you. I'm sleeping.
Yeah, let's
and then
do it.
I'm like, I take like a breather, and then I say, okay, I'm grateful for being, like, it could be anything.
Yeah.
I'm grateful for this bed. I'm grateful for my dog sitting on my feet right now and like waking up with me. I'm grateful that I can breathe. I'm grateful that today I have this really fun event that I'm going to, and I'm grateful that downstairs my mom is waiting to hug me. Like, it could be like anything. Like,
Wow.
I'm grateful for this shirt. I'm grateful for just like anything. And sometimes like, I'll be like, okay, what do I think about? But that's the thing. Like, it's forcing you to think about the things you're grateful for, even if it's little. Because there's someone out there who doesn't have a bed, isn't in your house, doesn't have the water that's downstairs, the cleaning water to brush your teeth, and just like the little things. Like forcing yourself to say that the second you're up. The rest of the day, like you could walk on the street. That's a really pretty flower. Boom, you feel good. Like it's so simple, and people take it for granted because you see it every single day.
Exactly.
But already the second you're up and saying those things, now you're looking for it because that's what the first thing you said when you woke up.
Come on,
It sounds silly,
yeah.
but it works.
There you go. And it also it forces you to be present, right?
Yeah.
Forces you to be present in the moment and to feel your body and to feel what it is that you're grateful for and not to take those things for granted as well. Yeah. So you over here preaching, Dominique. Come on now. You preaching now. I'm learning some things. One, to not check my phone in the morning.
Don't check your phone,
at least for 30 minutes.
Yeah.
And to also set my intentions for the day.
Yes.
And to say 5 things that you're grateful for.
5 things. Sometimes I go crazy. Give me 10.
Yeah, give me
20. No, literally, like sometimes even before bed. Before bed, the 30 minutes before you go to bed, don't go on your phone. Because now something about the blue light affects you, but also your mind is literally running by scrolling. So that's why you can't sleep, because now your mind is like, I want to check. And you can't sit in that stillness. And that's why 30 minutes to an hour, don't go on your phone, be present, talk about the things you're grateful for. Sometimes I can't sleep and I'm like, okay, let me just daydream the things I want to happen at least. I'm not going to think about, oh, maybe I should be on my phone. Because then I'm going to sleep thinking about what I want to accomplish. You wake up with that energy already in you.
Right.
Then you wake up with, okay, I feel good. Whereas if you go to bed on your phone, you're going to wake up wanting to check your phone again because you went to sleep with that energy in you. Boom.
It's these phones, man. They're the life and the death of us, it sounds like.
But you can put your notifications off. If you still want to check them, do not disturb. Okay. Then when you click your alarm, you won't see anything until you swipe up. So you won't swipe on anything.
You see, I be hating do not disturb because I want to disturb some people.
Sure.
You
Notify
know, like,
anyway.
Yeah. I want to disturb some people, so I don't like when they do not disturb us.
Yeah.
But
I be doing my sister. Notify anyway. Hey.
Exactly.
My sister.
Hey, shout out Nicole.
I'm obsessed with her.
Nicole G. We love her.
We do.
All right. You said something earlier. You said that you have to believe it before you can see it.
Yes.
What do you believe that you will see in the future?
I see me leading a feature film. I see me winning an Oscar.
That's
Someone
cool.
could look at that and be like, yeah, but how many credits do you have? How much? Trust me, like, I'm good. Like, you're projecting, you know?
Right.
But it's true. It's like I brought up Jack Harlow or like Dochi, who's popping off right now. I don't know if you've seen this, but she's posted all her old photo booth videos she was making during that time before anyone knew who she was. She would be like, I think it was Starbucks she was working at or like Chipotle or something. And she was like, I just quit my job today. I'm going to be this huge rapper, singer, queen. And like, imagine someone hearing her say that and they're probably like, what? What are you talking about? Like, you literally just quit Chipotle or like wherever she was.
Right.
Now look at her. She believed that, what she couldn't see. She had no proof of it whatsoever. And now she's doing these huge things. And that's the thing. Like,
Exactly.
I just know. Like, it's like a knowing in my heart. And I don't need anyone to validate that for me.
Come on now. I love that. And it's so refreshing, like, being around a big dreamer. Because I am also that too, right?
Yes,
like I reach for the stars and what I believe that I can accomplish. And yeah, also I don't need anybody to I mean, it's nice when people believe in you and they affirm you and they push you forward. But it's like I'm good and I don't need anybody to confirm it or, you know, people hating on it. Hey, that's cool too. I'm gonna keep doing what it is that I'm doing.
And that's the thing I want to touch on. you not needing the validation from other people. Because I think it's so important to make sure your mind is so strong, because in the end of the day, you go home with your mind and your thoughts. And if no one believes in you, whatever, because I go home with my thoughts, I know what I'm gonna do, so I don't need it. But most people look for the external things to feel good on themselves, and you'll never be fulfilled, like ever. So I think I really like that you said that, like, I don't need the validation.
Yeah, right. You don't need that validation, but also, like you said, some people, they need to see the external things happening, right?
Yeah.
Like before they fully go for it, they need to see some little crumbs of like, oh, can it actually work before they actually go for it. But again, you have to believe it first before you see it. You gotta just go.
You just gotta know. It's a knowing.
Man, it's just that knowing, and it's hard to even explain it, but it's just that feeling that you have that it's gonna be you.
Yeah.
And the only thing that really separates the people that made it and the people that don't is literally that consistency and is the fact that they just kept going, right? Like you talked about Jack Harlow and these people, man. Like there's times where Jack Harlow had shows and nobody was out there, or like 5 people was there, you know.
Yeah.
So somebody might do that and think, oh well, this isn't my thing. Maybe I need to go I need to be like a car salesman, or I need to go like, you know, to UPS or something like that.
Something.
But you have to be kind of kooky to say, all right, well, I'm gonna come back tomorrow night and I'm gonna do it again.
What are we? Delulu is the Delulu. We clock 'em. Clock 'em.
All right, you get one clock on. Right?
Okay.
You get one, but it's cool. You got your one off.
No.
Oh man. Well, Demi, the title of the show is Hitting Your Mark.
Yes.
Right, and everybody's got different marks that they want to hit in life. You know, I've got my marks that I want to hit. Our viewers watching got marks that they want to hit. But for you, Demi Garlitos, what does hitting your mark look like?
Showing up for myself every day. And it's funny, hitting your mark is what you say in acting, like hit your mark, like make sure you land on your mark. I just think it's showing up for myself, not for anyone else, not for any validation, and just because I only have one life to live.
Yeah.
Like there's life to be lived. We're so lucky that we're on this planet at the same time, that I'm here with you at the same time.
Man.
As my mom, like I was lucky to be born into this family, like to have these friends, experience the world with all these people that can you tell I'm like really grateful? Like I love life.
You are.
I'm like, dang, I really love this life, huh?
I love it.
It's true. It's just showing up for yourself every day, because one day I'm gonna wake up when I'm 70 and I want to look back and be like, I did that.
Man.
You know what I mean? And so just go for it.
Come on now.
Yeah.
I love that. Yeah, and don't take for granted this life that we do have, and these gifts that we have, right? So like we have to use it to its fullest potential, right? Because one day we are going to be 70, we are going to be 80, and when we get there, we want to say that, man, even if it didn't work out in the way that we imagined it, is that we at least went for it, and we kept on trying to hit our mark.
How do you hit your mark?
You said, how do I hit my mark?
Yeah.
Ooh, wow. You see, it's all these firsts. Nobody's ever asked me that question. Nobody's asked me that question yet. For one, I think is definitely to be a man of faith, a man of God, and just a good man with a good heart. At the end of it, that people will say that he was a good guy, he was a nice guy. That my family said that as well. But career-wise, I think hitting my mark is being the, you know, I tell people that, like, you know, my dream is to be a kind of like fusion of Denzel Washington,
I'm obsessed with him.
of Issa Rae and Kevin Hart. Right?
Love.
Like, I want to be Denzel Washington in the sense of like a thespian, right?
Yeah.
Like an actor's actor, you know, just like on stage, Broadway, whatever, you know, a guy that people respects in that way. And Issa Rae in the sense of the producer behind the lens, right? Like somebody who can create my own opportunities and also create opportunities for other people as well. And the way that Kevin Hart has like become a brand, right? He's bigger than just a comedian, but he's a brand. He's got his tequila company and he's got restaurants and whatnot. So I think being a fusion of those 3 things, and also just being a good person, I think Benjamin will have hit his mark at the end of the day.
Here.
Is that a good one? Oh, no.
So good.
Yeah.
Like, and you are good, and that's why I've always valued our friendship all these years, because you really are a good person with a good heart. Like, I've always thought that. And I'm very picky with the people I keep in my life, just because I want to be surrounded by good energy, and I'm sure you can attest to that too. Like, you have always been someone, I was like, he's doing it. Like he's actually, that's someone I want in my life because he's doing it. He's actually going for it.
Yeah, I love it. Well, same to you, Demi. You're definitely a light and a joy to be around. You've been the same way since high school, and I'm definitely glad that we are still connected today. Any closing encouragement that you want to give to people as we head on out of here?
I have a question.
Oh, okay.
Why did you pick Hitting Your Mark as the name?
You mean as the name?
Yeah.
I was trying to. That's a good question. I was trying to figure out what the name is going to be because I feel like the name is important.
Of course.
My friend Anthony was like, when I first told him the idea of me having a talk show, he was like, well, you got to give the baby a name. Like, you got to give the baby a good name, And I knew that I wanted it to be, because my first initial idea was to have it like with just like my idea is like Actors on Actors, like that variety show.
So cool, yeah.
I knew I wanted to like talk to actors, but then I thought it could be bigger than that, right? Like I can talk to filmmakers and just anybody that's within the creative space. So I didn't want to name it something that was just niche to actors, but something that could be bigger as well.
Yeah.
So I went back and forth on certain things. And then, I forget how it came to me one day. I'll probably have a better answer for you maybe later. but then I thought about that idea that actors, we hit our marks, right? Like we hit them like physically, right? So like the scene can work and we can be in the right light, but it's that same way in life too. Right, like we have certain marks that we want to hit. Like we have to do this job by this time and this thing by here, and like we want to go on this audition and we want to book this role. We want to be on a Adidas commercial. We want to do a feature film, right? Like there are different marks that we want to hit. But everybody has their own mark. Right, like their own lane. Like your mark is going to be different than my mark, right? Your mark is going to be different than whoever else's mark. So I think, I think I wanted a title that was going to be motivational in a sense for actors hitting their marks, but also in general as well.
I love that. It's so cool. I loved it, not really.
Thank you.
And I know you asked me of what I see myself, like future me. Like, what do you see for yourself with this?
Ooh, with this?
Yeah.
Oh man, see, I love that. Do we need to switch chairs?
Yeah,
like maybe?
yeah.
Is that
No, I'm genuinely curious. Like we could, like.
Yeah, right. Again, speaking of like somebody like Kevin Hart, like because I'm a big talk show guy. Like I love like talk shows. I love like just like interviews. He has a show Heart to Heart, and where he like has like celebrities on and stuff like that. So I think my big dream is for it to be something like that, to where like. I still want to like talk to my friends and whatnot, but again, like as it grows, I want it to just be like, full production. I want to have merch. I want to have Hitting Your Mark merch, which you talked about,
Can't wait.
So merch coming soon, like Hitting Your Mark merch, and to be able to sponsor it in a big way, and for it to just be like a full on production, and that like people are behind, and for it to just become like a brand, you know what I'm saying? So you got Hitting Your Mark, jackets and mugs and stuff, and then it just become the thing that like people want to come on, like they see it, they're like, oh, like when can I be on the next joint, you know what I'm saying? So like that's where I kind of see Hitting Your Mark going like in its fullest potential.
It's really. So gonna happen. Like
Do you think so?
I look at it as like who we are right now in this moment. 5 months ago when we were working to get to this moment, these versions were kind of like calling us. I don't know how to explain it, but it makes sense in my head. You know what I'm trying to say?
No, I know what you mean.
It sounds a little delulu, but I'm telling you, it's making sense. Like you think I knew when I was going to the gym every day, really trying to like put on this like athletic form that like Adidas would call me one day. And it's like all these, I know you did like filming for like the dentist office, and who would have thought that would have led you to this, like, so it's like this version of you was kind of giving you like these hints, like here's this opportunity to ignite this in you, here's this to kind of lead you there.
Exactly.
You're saying this, that you want a show that's like heart to heart, where you're interviewing friends, but like also once it gets bigger, like other people and like merch and stuff, there has to be a version of you that's already there.
That's doing it.
It's doing it.
Wow. No, that's beautiful. And I feel like I've talked about that too, in a sense of like, your present you is training yourself for your future you, right? And I've seen it come to life in different areas of life, right? Like I just remember you know, like even just coming down to church, right? Like in church, I would do the church announcements, right? Like I'd be the anchor for the announcements and whatnot. And I wouldn't even have a teleprompter to read from, but I would just have to remember it and do it well. But then I remember I was doing like I was doing a shoot for this educational company, right? Like, and they were doing like these shoots where we were like teaching on something, and they had a teleprompter.
Yeah.
And I remember they were asking me like, "Hey, like, how are you good at this? Like, people like mess up." I'm like, "Man, like, for years I would do the church announcements at my church, and I didn't even have a teleprompter, so y'all are spoiling me right now." You know what I'm saying? So it's like, who knows? Like, as you're doing it, how it's training you for what's to come later, if that makes sense. You know, even like, you know, my very first play, which was Moon Over Buffalo at SMC, and like very minimal role. Like I barely had like 2 lines or whatever like that. But in that role, like I learned sword fighting. I learned like stage combat and whatnot. But who knew that like later on in plays, like when I would audition for Kingsman Shakespeare Company, in a sense, like they want to know like, hey, do you have stage combat experience? Do you know how to sword fight? But like in the audition, when they're like, oh, go to the 1, go to the 2, go to the, like, I know those things already because I was doing it on the training ground at SMC, you know what I'm saying? So I think we should always remember, or try to remember that yeah, what we're doing right now is training us for what's to come. You know what I'm saying? So like now we're going to be good. Like I was talking to my friend Asher about this too. Like a part of me wanted to do this talk show was also, I guess, manifesting who I want to be in the future, or like knowing that later on, I know that I'm going to be on the Jimmy Kimmels and the Jimmy Fallons and whatnot. So I need to prepare myself on like how I'm going to be answering questions, how I'm going to present myself and stuff now on the ground level. So when that comes, that's like a piece of cake. And the same way for my friends, right? Like these are the first times that a lot of my friends are being interviewed and like asked questions about what their inspiration was for this, and for them to really like recall something, you know? So it's great for them to have the training wheels on now with me in this era. So then boom, once the thing hits and they're doing it, like they're ready for it.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
It makes so much sense. I agree tremendously. I loved everything you're saying. It's so true. There's like a version that's just, all of this is prepping for what's to come.
Right.
And like, I've always wanted to be on a podcast, and what better way to be with one of my good friends on his podcast. Come on, now you're ready now. But it's like, it's always been my dream, because I listen to so many podcasts, like Mel Robbins or Jay Shetty or DG Mindset. Like these people are like I look up to, and I'm like, okay, just one day, you know. And this is just a step towards that. This is just one of many. And this for you, this is 8 of, like I'm number 8 today.
8 of many.
8 of many. You know what I mean? So it's like. Like you said, it's just all preparation for what's to come. Like this is going to be second nature to us. Like this is muscle memory now.
Come on,
you know.
man. Yes.
We're comfortable in it.
Right. I love it. So the knowledge is just to keep doing what you're doing.
Yes.
Because it is the training wheels for what is to come later on in the future. Look, I'm super inspired by this conversation, Demi. I don't know if you are, but I definitely was. And I hope our viewers were too. And if you got some value from it, be sure to drop it into the comment section below. People love to text me, like they like to text me it, like what they got from the stuff or like what they like, but you gotta throw it in the comment section though. Like we need the algorithm, you know what I'm saying? We need that. So throw it in the comment section for me, and also like this video and consider subscribing to the channel so you can stay connected with us and see future episodes that we have coming up. Thank you so much, Demi, for being on the show today. We'll catch you on the next one. Bye.